I'm Susan. I have this old fan that didn't work anymore, and my sweet husband was kind enough to take it apart for me. I gave it a good cleaning, and once dry, I gave it a quick coat of Waverly chalk paint in white. I just gave it one coat. Once the paint was dry, I used Waverly chalk paint in truffle, ink, mineral, and more white. I used a makeup sponge and sponged the different colors onto the fan blade, trying to give it a galvanized look. I saved the truffle color for the edges to mimic rust. This was the first time I've done this, and I figured out that if you just kind of push the sponge down a little bit more and kind of turn it, it would start looking better and not so square-like. But you just keep dabbing and turning and just mixing, and it just all comes together. It's really quite fun. And here I'm using the truffle along the edges. This is where it gives it that kind of a rusty look. And this adds a lot of dimension. And now I'm taking this sign from Dollar Tree, and I've already taken the little hearts, the little galvanized hearts off, and I just take it apart, remove all the staples, and give it a good sanding. And I sand that glitter off of the love part. I end up but using one of the signs. And I paint this sign in the Waverly chalk paint in white. After the white dried, I decided I wanted to paint it with a celery color, and I thought it'd make it look more fresh, painting it over the white. I gave it one coat because I was going to give it another coat, but once it dried, I love that kind of the way the white popped through. It looked really pretty. So I just gave it the one coat. This challenge is hosted by Kiki DIYs and DIY Beauty on Purpose. These ladies are so talented, and I'm proud to be part of this challenge. Their channels will be listed in the description box down below, as well as the playlist. I highly encourage you to go by and check them out. I had this garden stake from last year. I think I got it at Dollar General, and I just took it apart. I love this cute little frog. He made me smile. And I just removed the back part of it and just gave it lots and lots of hot glue and glued it onto my sign. I measured the area left on my sign because I wanted to make a decal using my Cricut. Once I got my decal cut out and weeded, I just transferred it to the sign. If you don't have a Cricut, you can print it out on just regular printer paper, the saying in the size that you want, and just use a pencil on the back or carbon paper and just trace it, and you can either paint it in or use one of the paint markers to fill it in. Oh, look, it's Batman. Anyway, I took this pretty ribbon that I've had for years and just made a little small bow. I have this pretty jewel ribbon from Dollar Tree, and at first I was going to try to make a bow with it, but it was too flimsy, so I just used it to go around the center of my other bow and then gave it a few tails to go with it, just to embellish the bow. And now I'm ready to put my wreath together. I'm just using a repurposed grapevine wreath that I've used before. And I'm sorry, I don't have much space, so I couldn't get back far enough to where everything fit into the camera. And to attach the fan, I just put a chenille stem and just glued the chenille stem to the back of the fan because there wasn't much space, so I could tie it on. And I use these pretty flowers from Dollar Tree. They have some gorgeous spring flowers, and I just added them in. I started off with these big, pretty, I don't know if they're gladiolas or what kind of flowers they are, but they were very large, and they filled up that space and just kind of made a swag, and then put the fan in the middle. And then I just tucked in cut apart different parts of the other flowers and just tucked them in and around until I liked what I saw. I love to decorate wreaths, and you just keep adding until you're satisfied and happy, as Leanie would say, till your eyes are happy, your eyes are smiling. And I had just tucked in the corners of my sign into the wreath and had glued it in the let the grapevine help hold it in, but glued it on the bottom. I add my bow at the bottom, and then I just continue to add flowers around and where I think looks good. I add this pretty white rose in the center to hide that hole, and then I just tuck in a few more of the roses around to balance it out. I got butterfly stickers from Dollar Tree, and I took 2 of them and put one on the fan, and I put one above my sign. And here's my completed wreath. I think it turned out really pretty and spring-like. It makes me happy. And I thought it had a little joke with the fan. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. Ring that bell. Leave a comment. Be sure and go visit Kiki DIYs and DIY Beauty on Purpose, as well as the playlist. And until next time, bye y'all.